Hi everyone! In this series of videos I'm going to go over some of the lesser used or lesser known activities in TLearn. So these are all really good activities, they're just not assignments or quizzes, so sometimes people don't use them as much. In this video we'll go over how to set up a glossary for your students. And this could actually be a pretty cool way of getting them to introduce themselves and having sort of a student-created resource so that you have information on all of your students and they can get to know each other too. So I'm going to name this course Introductions. And in the description section, this is where I will give them their guidelines for this. So read the course intro and guidelines, which I'll create, and then create a post that includes some or all of the following, at least your name, and I've given them some stuff. So the global glossary just means it's available to all of TLearn basically, so you don't want to put that on there. You might want to put the description on the course page so it's right in their face. And then the glossary type, basically we're going to change this to main glossary. So basically what this means is that this is the mega glossary for the entire course. So let's say for one of your activities, you actually have them create glossary entries in another glossary for the authors that you're reading that semester, or for some scientific terms or something like that. Those would all be secondary glossaries. And the difference is just that this main glossary can absorb all of the information out of all of the secondary glossaries. So it becomes basically the Megazord from Power Rangers. Entries approved by default. You can do this if you can turn this off if you want, but I don't know. Basically, if you think it's sensitive information, it's probably better to turn it off. But if it's nothing sensitive, if it's just kind of these basic getting to know you things, or they're writing, again, scientific terms, everybody does 2 glossary entries, something like that, then you can leave it turned on. Always allow editing. This you can, again, turn on for most things. You might want to keep it off if you're using a glossary assignment as some sort of assessment, but you can turn it on. Duplicate entries allowed. No, don't do that unless you have, a specific reason for doing that. You can allow comments if you want them to get to know each other or something like that, but you don't have to. For a glossary, it's a standing document, it's kind of a static thing, so you probably don't want to. If you want them to interact with each other, then a forum might be a better activity to add. And then automatically link glossary entries. Yes, you want these all to be cohesive. It'll ask you the appearance, so I always change this to full with author or encyclopedia. And the difference between these two is that the full with author shows the entire author's name and the entire entry. The encyclopedia also shows a picture, any pictures they've added in the entry itself. And so usually I have it set to full with author if it's something like they're defining terms or creating a study guide, or if it is the getting to know you ones, I have it set to encyclopedia. The rest of these you can leave as the default, so you don't really need to go into them too much. Ratings, this is more if you want to have some sort of grade, but you really won't need to do that. So if you're having them like things or anything like that, then you can kind of turn this on and toggle and play with it, but really you don't need to worry about those. Common module setting is, again, if it's just visible on the course, and then restrictions, activity completions, and tags, those are all teacher preference types of things, so you can look at that. I'm going to save this. So right now it has the description and the instructions, but it doesn't have any entries. And so to do this, you can add a new entry, and it might be a good idea to videotape yourself doing this, maybe videotape yourself creating the course guidelines, and that way they can see how to add an entry as well. But I'm going to add a new entry. And as you can see, it's really set up like a dictionary or to be kind of a glossary, a student-built glossary type thing, wiki type thing. So in the definition, this is where you would put your course guidelines. Keywords is something that you can use as a tagging feature if you want to. And this is where you would add a picture, save changes. So we have now the course guidelines, and I can see all of this. I'm gonna add one more. So this is my introduction. So I've given some things, and then right here I'm gonna just put a quick picture of myself and save. Alright, so in the course introductions, I now have mine right here. Alright. So once everybody kind of gets through writing theirs, you can kind of go by and sort them through the alphabet line so you can see everything. But yeah, that is how you put together Glossary, and just one of the uses for them, couple of the uses for them. But if you have any questions on using this activity or getting it set up, I'm happy to help. Just reach out to academictechnology@trinity.edu.